Fire the
Hello.
laser!
Ah, well, yeah.
Fire the laser.
Oh, right. That was. Oh, aren't you random and zany?
No, I was quoting.
Oh,
Not only was I quoting, I was
what were
quoting
you
someone.
quoting?
It's Rhea Perlman's character from Austin Powers.
Are you sure it's Rhea Perlman?
I was.
Are you talking about Frau What's her face?
That's probably not her, is it?
It's not Rhea Perlman.
Of course it's not her.
Uh,
God, she's much too old to be Rhea Perlman.
well, I don't think that's the case. But yes, we're back and we're playing another normal campaign. We're playing the Sacrifice, unless just in case you couldn't read.
Yeah. Apparently, it's your funeral. Bet you didn't know that, viewer.
Yeah, it's yours.
We're going to sacrifice you to the zombies.
Yes, and maybe that will help get views if we kill a person.
Yeah. And then bury them
Yes.
in the quarry where they film the Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah.
Because when else am I going to get to go there?
I mean, you could go at literally any time you wanted.
Oh, I've worked then
Yeah, fuck work. Pull a sickie. Pull a sickie, go to a quarry.
in Wales.
Yeah,
Go to a Welsh quarry
yeah.
on a sickie. That's a long old drive. It's all right for you. You can just
There's
be a
always
passenger.
a million reasons not to do something, Jordan.
You are the passenger.
I am the passenger. Anyway.
No, no, but that's the thing. I'm saying you're a passenger and I'm a driver. So you are the passenger.
Oh, this is going to be a long one, isn't it?
Well, it
uh,
will be if you're gonna completely ignore the brilliance of my humour.
yes, it was very good. Well done.
Was witty.
You did a good thing.
I've always done good things.
I while we were waiting for this to get started, I checked on a news site and
On which news site?
Yahoo News.
Oh,
And you may have
really
heard,
pushing the boat out.
yeah, you may have heard that Prince Harry's book, Spare, I think it was released accidentally in Spain. I say accidentally, early in Spain.
Hmm.
And of course, various extracts have been published. I say extracts, but revelations have come out, like the fact that,
Apparently, Harry will hit him.
yeah, and it turns out Princess Kate is kind of a bitch, but yeah.
I mean, you can tell that from looking at her, though, can't you?
Yes, but one of the well, I'd be pretty fucking difficult too if my husband was getting pegged every other Saturday or whatever. And
Well, I mean, only because you're not okay with it.
well, yeah, that's what I heard. That she wasn't into it, so somebody else is doing it for her. But there's always been rumours that he's cheated on her. Um, anyway, the thing that really caught my interest was
Hmm.
the revelation that Harry lost his virginity behind a pub to an older woman.
How much older are we talking?
I don't know. It didn't say.
We're not in
Apparent.
Wayne Rooney territory, are we?
I don't know. I don't know. See, I sort of had images of just some random middle-aged woman in a sort of manky pub, but
Just
apparently,
lie back and think of England,
yes,
Harry.
apparently Liz Hurley was questioned about it and denied it. But there was a quote from Prince Harry where he said that he mounted her and then she spanked his ass.
Good Lord.
And that she
Normally
was
has to pay for that kind of action.
just a woman who was into stallions, as he puts it. So yeah,
Oh, so she's been to Ascot then?
yes.
Oh, come on!
What?
That's fine. That was a decent joke.
What's the joke? I don't get it.
Ascot is the horse racing thing,
I
isn't it?
know it's the horse racing thing.
So she likes stallions.
Yeah.
What part of that isn't a joke?
I mean, yes, technically it counts as a joke.
That was gold. That was.
Oh, okay, okay.
Spandau Ballet sang about that. Is how gold that was.
Yeah.
And just like they insisted, I will believe in myself.
But, in fairness, I bet it's not the weirdest place a member of the royal family, either now or historically, has lost their virginity.
Well, no doubt Andrew's got such an affinity for Pizza Express because of that.
Probably.
And
Or
yes, I know Pizza Express has been around a lot less time than he has. I'm suggesting he lost it quite late.
did he made it? Did he make his teddy bears watch?
Probably.
Do you know about this? That Prince Andrew has a teddy bear collection, and he gets really very annoyed with the staff if they move them.
I did not, but I'm not surprised.
He keeps a picture of his teddy bear collection next to the bed, so he can check. And he will lose his shit if you mess up his teddy bears, because the man has no real fucking problems. Well, until recently.
I mean, I would be inclined to believe that there's quite possibly a camera in one of them,
Possibly.
based on what we've found out about recently.
I mean, even if
having
he
allegedly.
yes, even if he wasn't an alleged rapist and paedophile, he's still a cunt. He's still an arsehole, you know. He's
I am on my way to try and save you. But...
Where is the other one? Where is Lewis or Francis? What the fuck was he doing?
Fuck all.
Well, I was getting my tits ripped off.
Rip the tits off this red.
Come on, you. Thank you.
Someone at work said tough titties to me today, and I said leave my titties out of this.
Well, I doubt that
And
that's
then,
tough anyway.
ironically, or maybe not ironically, because it's probably a misuse of that particular word, as always happens, but circumstantially, I ended up accidentally hitting myself right on my nipple when I got in the car to go to lunch. Don't even know how.
I don't know, maybe subconsciously you were kind of into it.
Well, I mean, I did rub it afterwards. I mean, kissed it better.
Yeah. Ew.
I can't reach. They're not that big. Yeah. Anywho, now that we've all got that horrible image in our head. Thank you for watching this, viewer.
Yes, thank you for your... This is your sacrifice, viewer. You have to listen to this.
Thank you for your valued custom.
Now, while we were doing a test, Jordan, you spoke a bit about the Orville and a certain song that was sung.
Ah, yeah. Well, do I need to provide context? I probably shouldn't
Yeah, go on. The viewers doesn't know.
Okay, so in one of the more recent episodes I've watched, there has been a gender reassignment surgery to correct a great misdeed that happened at the start of an alien life form's life. You know how it is. Alien culture's a bit crazy.
Yes.
And as part of making sure no one witnesses the operation taking place, the good operation, not the bad one, the supportive father of the patient, was publicly singing in a cargo hold. And one of the songs they sang was "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Yes.
Famed for being a Liverpool song.
And what musical is it from? Do you know the answer to that?
I do, but I can't remember it.
It's Carousel. I think it's Carousel.
No,
I know nothing about. I know fuck all about that apart from the fact "You'll Never Walk Alone" is a song in it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is that one.
But yes, when you mentioned that, sorry, go on.
In like one of my recent series, it came up in one of my recent music series, so I had to listen to it.
But when you mentioned that, it made me think of Star Trek and the fact that popular culture in the Star Trek universe, at least, they watch a lot of like 1950s films. Nobody's talking about the fucking Godfather in Star Trek. They're all watching like 1950s science fiction movies or like
The King and I.
Yeah, or detective things.
The reason I mentioned The King and I is because I did this whole thing with The King and I in the Orville.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly. Even the title was named after a line from it. It was this whole thematic situation going on.
Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, Picard had his detective fiction, and they did like a 1950s B movie or 1930s pulp comic book thing in Voyager, and it interests me that popular culture from real Earth history doesn't seem to extend beyond the 50s. It's just weird. It's just like if everybody in our present day was obsessed with like Elizabethan revenge dramas.
Wow. Yeah, I suppose it is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that was my 2 cents.
I think it's quite important that these sorts of things scale properly.
What?
And I feel
I,
these
wa-
sorts of things.
I wasn't listening. I was ignoring you entirely. Sorry. Please start again.
I think it's important that these things scale properly. So I can understand why the '60s TV series wouldn't have had any sort of reference. So that makes sense. I can live with that.
Yeah.
But there's no reason at all why the later ones shouldn't.
Well, it's just what they're choosing to reference. It's probably just a rights thing. You know, it's. But even then, you could make something up from the 70s or the 80s or whatever.
Or later. There's a whole
Not too
thing
much
with
later
400
though.
years.
Not too much later. Well, I say that, but you've got the eugenics wars and stuff, which may well play into why. But I mean, the canon for that is not great. We don't know when it happened, to be honest. So who knows? Maybe that's.
You've ran off and we're a bit behind you.
Help me! Help me! Help me! I'm coming back.
Saved your life.
Uh huh.
They mentioned water wars. Oh no! I tell you what. In Orville, they did a pub crawl through history in the simulation room,
Well, that sounds.
which obviously is
See, that could be a DS9 subplot, couldn't it? With Miles O'Brien and
absolutely,
Dr.
absolutely.
Bashir.
It was just the setup to the episode, so like the cold open.
Yeah,
Or part of it, rather than being a major part of it.
Yeah.
But like they mentioned how someone once went from ancient Greece, managed to get from ancient Greece to the water wars, which obviously I don't know anything about the water wars.
Which is tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, could well be.
Yeah.
Which and how that's an impressive achievement, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't really understand. One of them didn't understand why the pub crawl thing really happens, considering it's just alcohol. It'll be as good as the last one next time. But I'll just say I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would.
It does. I mean, from what you've told me, every time you sort of bring up the Orville, I think, oh, that sounds an awful lot like a Star Trek subplot.
It literally, honestly, I would not be surprised if they'd wanted to make a Star Trek and they just couldn't. So they
I think that probably is the case, to be honest. I mean, certainly it's inspired by it. I think
definitely.
They've been very open about that.
I would say it's a better. Do you remember Galaxy Quest?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that, but without the fact that it's like it knows it's a piss takeoff, but it's not trying to be a piss takeoff.
Does the parody get in the way of the science fiction?
No, absolutely not.
So it sort of stands on its own as well as being a self-referential. I say self-referential. Yeah. You know what I mean.
It is. I believe it is a sci-fi before it is a comedy.
Well, that's good, I think.
Which is not at all what I expected. I thought the opposite. I thought it'd be more like the Lower Decks, where that is a comedy but has sci-fi elements to it. Right? It's a sci-fi setting, so it's going to have sci-fi to it.
Apparently, there's a. Sorry, go on.
No, you first.
Apparently, there's a joke in Star Trek that Miles O'Brien goes on to become the most important person in history.
Well, I mean, he was in a lot of places at a lot of times.
He was, and we don't know what did he do. I think he went back to Earth at the end of DS9, didn't he? For like a teaching gig or something at the academy. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I can't really remember, but yeah.
They did an episode. I mentioned Orville did a turn left style episode.
Yeah.
Turn left being the Doctor Who, where Donna Noble was prompted
not present,
to take a different.
and the Doctor dies, and it's.
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely interrupted you and stole the entire explanation.
No.
I'm sorry about that.
They time gets twisted a little bit, and her not being around to be with the Doctor changes history entirely. Like all the companions die, but we witness.
Yeah,
Rose ends up dead. Jack ends up dead. Fucking Torchwood is blown up.
I don't think Rose ends up. Yeah, Sarah Jane dies in the Jadoon Hospital.
Yeah.
And
so
Smith and Jones.
Shit breaks down because she wasn't there, and they did a very similar.
It's sliding doors, basically.
Yeah.
You know, for want of a nail, sort of stuff. Like London gets nuked because of the Titanic, and even though I think isn't that a plot hole? Wasn't the point of the? Isn't it specified in the episode that if the Titanic hits Earth, everything will be wiped out? It's not just like.
Well, it depends. If anyone did anything to help it out a bit, maybe they made it less dangerous.
Well, who knows? Maybe it was just. Well, I don't know. But that always sort of bothered me, that minor little point. But anyway, the episode of Orville, go on.
Yeah, the crux is that it's a two-parter. In the first one, they accidentally have one of the crew members come forward in time from when they were before they were part of the crew,
Yeah.
and they learn obviously about things that have happened. They go back. They manage to send them back, planning on mind wiping them so that they don't remember what happened. And the timeline remains intact, but the mind wipe doesn't work.
Uh-oh.
So she changes the future deliberately, thinking it won't matter. And it turns out that because she didn't end up on the crew, or because she made that decision, the the guy that is captain didn't end up being captain. Earth's been destroyed by an alien threat, but he single-handedly was able to stop being destroying Earth because of how he runs the ship and who he had on the ship and all that kind of shit. It's basically it's the same situation. It's just Star Trek,
Yeah. I mean,
and it was cleverly done. I thought.
best of my knowledge, Star Trek never had anything like that. There was Tapestry, which is where. So basically, Jean-Luc Picard has. He was a bit reckless in his youth, and
Actually,
he got into a bar fight, and he got stabbed through the chest, and now he's got an artificial heart.
okay,
And the point of the episode is it opens with him dying, and then Q visits him and says, you know, it's because your artificial heart fucked up. If you hadn't been in that bar fight, you know, and they takes him back in time, and Picard lives life far less recklessly than he did. But he ends up being a minor crewman of on the Enterprise, as like a minor science officer, and he decides that that no, he can't live life like that. It was his bold and often reckless and impetuous youth that got him to where he was. Help, and yeah, it's great. That's the closest it got, and I like Tapestry a lot, but I like basically all of TNG for the most part.
I'm very impressed. I honestly think you should watch it when you finish what you're watching.
I might.
Or,
I might well do that. Is Seth MacFarlane in it?
he's the main character,
Yeah, I thought that. I don't
but
know.
it's live action, and he does he's actually likable, which is not
Yeah.
something I expect to say for Seth MacFarlane.
Is he a good dramatic actor? You know, can he carry the weight of
I
essentially the main character, as you say? Can he do it?
there are a few moments where I think maybe he's a little bit out of his depth, but for the
Yeah.
most part, yeah, he does a damn fine job, a damn fine job indeed.
Well, good for him, and good for you.
I think that they could have made it. It could be a hell of a lot worse than it is, and it's a hell of a lot better than I expected.
Mm.
Because that's what you got to weigh against, isn't it? It's your expectations.
Well, yes,
But it's a more serious program than I expected. It's a serious sci-fi that acknowledges says funny things. Like every so often, like some of it is built intentionally for humor. Like there's a character who keeps messing with the guy who was doing the singing.
yeah.
Like he suggests he should get a mustache. So there's this whole thing of subplot about how he gets a mustache, and everyone takes a piss out of him for a little while, and stupid things like that.
Oh god,
But
there's a
it's
witch right there.
but it's all stuff that you can see happening because it's how people interact.
Yeah, I mean, Star Trek had stuff like that. Like, you know, well, it wasn't a comedy thing, but it had light-hearted moments. I mean,
There's a bit where one of the aliens is a I want to say robot. It's not really, but it's close enough to being a robot that that'll do. And it has no facial features apart from some eyes that it acknowledges were put there to put people at ease.
yeah,
And because he wants to learn what about human behaviour, he wants to learn what humour is and comedy.
like
So
Data.
they tell him, yeah, basically. Uh, he's taught about practical jokes, and one of the practical jokes is the guy who suggested the bloke should get a mustache. He puts Mr. Potato Head pizzas on him, so everyone's fucking laughing their balls off at this thing because it's this robot who doesn't know he's got Mr. Potato Head pizza, and he plays a practical joke back and cuts the guy's leg off
Oh Christ!
because it's something that's unexpected and is like it's creative and it fits all the criteria, but contextually, it's the complete opposite, right? It's not comedy,
Yes.
but the way it's played is this is what comedy is to this guy because that's how it's been explained to him,
See, Star
and
Trek
by
had.
itself.
Sorry, go
Go on,
on.
go ahead. No, you.
See, Star Trek had a plot like that, but it just ended with Data doing stand-up comedy.
I mean,
So, not good stand-up comedy.
oh, that's
Stand-up
not good.
comedy
It was good comedy.
with a guest star, who was a comedian in the '80s who now nobody talks about or even
Oh,
knows. Not a
oh, okay.
controversial one,
I
just
was going to
one
suggest
who is
not Cosby.
no, who is now.
Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
You know what I think would have been interesting? Is an interesting idea for a Star Trek episode.
What's that?
If they, through some machinations, a incredibly important historical figure from the Star Trek universe who was like pivotal in the way the Federation operates. Like this is the person who,
Someone like Cochrane.
not yeah, kind of like Cochrane, but more like the social element of it.
Okay.
You know, someone who got society to a place where bigotry wasn't really a thing, like a real, like Martin Luther King and Gandhi and Lincoln all rolled into one. You know,
Okay.
that's the guy. If one person is responsible for the Federation being the utopia it is, it's him.
Hang on. Don't start that generator. I'm going to start this other one furthest from the thing as well.
Okay. Wait, when should I start it?
Well, when I get there, we'll start it at the same time.
Okay, tell me when.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Go.
Yeah, right. So they take this pivotal figure onto the Enterprise, and everybody's really excited to meet them.
So that they're an asshole.
It turns out they're a monster. Like they did, they were a believer in what they achieved, you know, in the liberty and peace and justice and whatever. But they did some pretty shitty things to get there.
Ah.
And it's a story
Yeah,
about balancing, you know, coming to
It's a
terms with
don't
the
meet
fact
your
that,
heroes.
well, sort of, but it's coming to terms with the fact that this great person did truly terrible things, and it's like, yeah, we've got to thank them for where we are, but maybe we shouldn't have been putting this person on a pedestal for all of these years, and it's time to acknowledge, you know, they did some pretty shitty stuff, or it could even be a story about how they needed to do shitty things in order to build the Federation, and how great though the Federation is, it's built on a lot of fucking bad things. And,
There's a lot of.
oh shit, tank, and it's trying to acknowledge that and reconcile that, and I think there's a lot of potential in that.
Oh, I think you're quite right. There is definitely an opportunity to do something really fantastic there.
Yes.
There's been a lot of talk. I know I come back to the Orville, but it is starting.
You always do.
There's been a lot of talk about how if they're not going to stand up for example, this kid that wants to become female again,
Yeah.
or physically female again, I should say, then what kind of they call it the Union, the planet
Yeah,
Union,
the Federation, essentially.
it's their version of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they, then what are they defending the Union for? If they're not going to uphold the morals of the Union,
Yes.
if they're not going to uphold what they believe in, then why are they bothering to defend it in the first place?
Yes.
From the overarching, not Borg-like threat, because the aliens that are the overall threat are just trying to kill them.
Help
They
me,
just
help
want
me,
to wipe
help me,
out
help me, help me.
humanity.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They've got one of these wants to destroy everything in the universe apart from themselves.
Oh yeah, the Daleks, basically.
Yeah, the Daleks. And funny enough, they're the same species as the bloke that had the Mr. Potato Head put on him.
Oh,
And then there's
so
that whole thing.
it's an Odo thing, isn't it?
Yes, it's an Odo thing. And he's like he ends up defending the humans against them, so that he's working against his own people because
Well, yes, that's Odo.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say something. Oh yeah, I would say that the Federation is probably very pro-trans rights. Like,
Yeah, I would. And that's the thing.
I mean,
this union thing is,
surgery's probably gotten to the point where you'd never be able to tell.
Hmm.
Like you could probably a trans woman could probably have children, and you'd never know.
Wasn't there an episode where Picard was in his dress uniform, and it wasn't like just fancy; it was actual fucking dress.
I mean, is that all you're giving me to go on?
Well, I mean, that's someone who's actually watched it. I would like to think you might know. I think I saw a picture online, and that's it.
Well, define dress uniform. Is it just formal wear, or
No, they say dress uniform, and you expect it to be some sort of fancy formal wear, but it's not. It's actual dress.
no?
Okay.
Right, who's dying?
Well, you're the young nubile woman that is
All
gonna.
right, fine. You'll have to reproduce, or you have to repopulate the Earth yourself, then, won't you?
Oh no! Send the old man, the war hero, the veteran, the guy that. Send the biker.
Yeah.
Send the biker. What's he done for
I
society?
like how neither one of us has said send the black guy.
Well, I thought about it, but I realised that would probably be quite offensive.
Oh shit! No! Oh god! Help! I fucked up. Oh, I'm
Go,
still
go,
fucking
go,
up.
Ben. You do it.
I'm doing my best. Okay, you're gonna have to do it.
Oh my god.
I fucked up. Oh god! You know there's two tank. There's a tank on there already. So even if we get the bridge up, we're fucked. They're dead. They're getting the shit kicked out of them. We have accomplished nothing. You sacrificed yourself for nothing.
No, I sacrificed us because you went.
We did it. Oh what?
No! Is it because we both died?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because nobody survived at the end.
Lewis, fucking heal me faster.
Okay, well here we go again then.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Uh,
Because that's a reference. See?
did you watch the Doctor Who trailer that was released?
I have seen a Doctor Who trailer. I don't know if it's the same one. I didn't really get much excitement from it, to be honest with you. There wasn't an awful lot to get excited about.
No. No, my initial excitement about nostalgia, which only really stupid people get massively excited about for long periods of time, has waned.
Well, you're not one of those stupid people, then, isn't
No.
it? But it's the thing, though. We've not. It's not coming out until November.
No.
So we've got 11 months of waiting still.
Yeah.
No doubt it'll end up being on fucking Armistice Day or Remembrance Sunday or whatever we're meant to call it.
Yeah,
Do
bloody
they-
war dead. Who do they think they are, eh? God, see
I mean, they're
them
not even
outside.
alive anymore.
Yeah.
Why do we got to listen to them still? Back in my day, they were still alive.
Are we turning the generator on?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I've turned this one on.
Oh, right, okay, I'll whack this one on then.
You'll whack it.
Yeah.
Don't tap it. Twat it.
What's that from?
What? Don't tap it, whack it is the Terry's chocolate orange.
That's what it is. I was thinking cream eggs. But you don't do that to cream eggs, do you?
No, you. Well, I can't say what I do to cream eggs.
Do you suck them?
No, I bite the top off them and lick them out.
Okay. Well,
Look, a
I
man's got to
eat them
practice
properly,
somehow.
like an Englishman, not like a whore.
What? You get some secondary chocolate that you can, like a Twix or something, and treat it like eggy soldiers.
No, I eat it with a knife and fork. While
Save me!
while
I'm an old man.
Save me! I'm a pretty lady.
Save me! I've got checks to cash.
Huh?
I don't know. That's an old person thing, isn't it? Checks.
Well, my nan gave me a check for Christmas, so yeah.
Okay, that's the point. So yeah, I've only ever had one check in my life that I can recall. Sorry, no, two checks.
Gosh,
in my life.
You really are poor, aren't you?
Well, no, but the thing is, I don't get checks from people because no one uses fucking checks anymore.
Well, they used to. Did you not get checks then?
No, because I'm poor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I always have been.
You certainly earn more money than I do, so yeah.
Well, I'm in the best financial situation that I've ever been in, and things just seem to keep getting better. Which, considering the cost of living crisis, is absurd. But
Well, yeah.
I don't want to brag.
Well, I hope you're doing all right because you have got a little baby person.
He's 7 years old. He'll be 8 soon. He's not a baby. He was playing Portal the other day.
Was he really?
Portal. almost entirely by himself.
All right, you don't have to be 30 to play Portal.
No, but
You
he's
know, it's,
70.
it's not, oh God. Would you fuck off, please, Mr. Tank?
He's dead now.
It was
He's dead, Jim.
tossing me all over the place. Yeah,
Oh,
him.
they did the there may be life, but not as we know it line.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I sort of feel, the more I hear about the Orville, the more I feel like it's just shamelessly ripping off Star Trek.
Well, see,
There's a
it's like
line between homage and
they've made their own
rip
universe,
off.
and they occasionally reference
Well,
back to.
they've. I think what they've done is they've taken the Star Trek universe as a template and
Yeah,
changed
I
some
can accept that.
names and stuff like that. But it's. I mean, they've done Star Trek like stories that haven't been done by Star Trek, and in fairness, Star Trek's been on for like fucking ages.
Right, I'm out there.
Ah,
Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
yes, you are. I'm gonna cover
I'm
you.
not. I'm definitely not gonna make it because there's 3 tanks there, and I'm hurt.
God.
Oh, but they're not coming for me. They're not coming for me, Ben.
Go, go, go.
I'm going. Go, go, Gadget Bill. I
Right.
can't press the button. Why can't I press the
I
button?
chuck a Molotov behind you.
There you
Hey!
go.
Thank you for
Oh, that's
your.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
My friends are safe. There's nothing you can do to me now.
Yeah.
Other than that tank that's on fire on the bridge.
Yeah, we're fucked. Thanks for nothing.
I died thinking you'll all live, and actually, you're fucked.
Well, we did it.
And it took half an hour as well.
Yeah.
I thought this one took longer.
No, it's only a short one. That's why I was a bit reticent about doing it. But
Well.
oh, that's a lot of melee.
Oh boy.
I didn't kill a single boomer.
They're the easy ones.
I know.
You didn't get any tanks either. Never
I
hard
killed
one.
an awful lot of spitters. Lewis killed 5 tanks. Jesus.
Well, no one was paying attention to him, was they?
Gosh, he got beaten by Lewis.
Well, I was, cowering.
27%
accuracy.
good for me. Well, no, it's not. I've gotten 33 before.
Oh,
Well,
34 then.
thank you for joining us.
Yes. As
Bye.
always, have a hoot.
Don't pollute.